The following podcast is unsuitable for children under 16 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. It's the bottom of the mat.
WWE Podcast!
You gotta love it, people. The double B's in the building.
We got the house.
Rubicon Maximus is still here.
And fish food, as always.
And we are coming to you to drive you to the bottom of the mat.
Ding, ding, ding!
That's right. If I had my sound effects up, because I'm not prepared. I haven't been prepared all this week. I don't know about y'all, but I've been feeling sluggish all last weekend.
I've been working from over clothes every day, man. I'm tired.
But freaking, it was snake hunt weekend out here. That kind of gives you a little bit of our area landscape. If anybody ever that listens to this is familiar with snake hunt, so stuff was crazy.
Oh, I saw a picture of a freaking 9.5 footer they caught.
Word?
Thing had 26 rattles.
Holy shit.
2.5-inch fangs.
Well, he's beaten me by quite a bit, but in case you guys don't know, I have a tattoo of a rattlesnake on me, but I might post a picture later on the site.
Yeah.
Anyways, like always, let's get things kicked off with
Indeed.
the Power 25 presented by Fish Food. Alright, at number 25, we have 3.5 MB.
3.5 MB. I'm so glad they got Hornswoggle in there. That is great.
I still don't understand why Hornswoggle joined them. Hornswoggle was doing great with Kali, Natalia, and freaking Santino. I understand Santino, but let's be honest. The only reason he's getting prominence now is now the WWE is getting into the whole midget wrestling thing.
I like it.
I'm not saying I disagree.
Because Torito Hornswoggle will get old pretty fast if they don't do anything. But the reason I put them at 25, they weren't ranked last week. Yes, McIntyre did get pinned by El Torito on Raw, but the next night on main event, Hornswoggle got back at him. And as we found out tonight on Raw, which we'll probably not hear a whole lot about tonight's Raw, we'll probably wait till next week, the WLC match at Extreme Rules.
First ever.
First ever.
I wonder how low whatever's hanging from, because I'm thinking conventional TLC match.
Probably. I bet you they get big ass ladders, or they get the tiny step ladder.
Yeah, but that whatever they've got hanging that they have to climb the ladder to get.
No. Coffee tables.
Nice.
Coffee tables and
folding
chairs.
That's even harder to break.
That's going to be harder to break through.
Well, like it's got to be like smaller versions of the same table that are specially made for this match.
I expect a lot of coffee.
They have a ladder for. I'm pretty sure they make ladders for this. Yeah, for doors. Whichever one. I'm not discriminating.
They already do make ladders for those guys. They're step ladders.
Lord,
I'm wondering, but you know the rope that they hang, the freaking titles or the Money in the Bank from. I'm wondering how low that's got to be set for them to reach it. From the step ladder.
Hey, we'll find out Sunday.
Will the referee just be standing there in the middle of the ring?
I still think that Hornswoggle is going to get real ballsy towards the end of that match. Pull the regular size ladder out with the help of some of his 3MB buddies, climb the hell out of it, and do like a splash drop off of the 15-foot ladder.
I feel like that's more Torito spot, but I would love to see something like that.
That would be kick-ass.
That would.
All right, number 24, Dolph Ziggler. He didn't do anything except for the Raw pre-show last week, but I did move him up because I didn't feel comfortable putting 3MB above him.
Yeah. And he did cut a pretty mean promo that we can't talk about because we're going to wait for it till next week. Moving on.
Santino and Emma. They were not ranked last week, but I put them together finally.
We rocked that shit.
I know.
Emma now has a pink cobra.
I know. I
laughed.
I laughed, and then I was like, okay, this.
I liked when he gave him the high five with the cobra. That still is.
That was awesome.
Flirting.
Yeah.
The cobras were cobra-lating. Cobra-lating.
That works.
22. I was like, freaking.
This man done said cobra.
I'm just repeating what JBL said.
Just because somebody says it doesn't mean it's okay. Didn't your mother ever tell you anything?
She did, and then you repeated it.
She did tell you to make sure you have your insurance card.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Why haven't taken that one?
Listen,
if you don't listen to our other podcast, you really should.
It's called Nerding Out. We film it once a week, like we do this one. It's on the website. You'll be able to find it.
By film it, we mean record. we don't actually have cameras in here. You know why? We were all foreborn with the face for radio.
And remember, I'm still a little.
I don't know. I'm ugly. I'm ugly, but I got cute features.
Well, I'm still a little drunk from when Rubicon put alcohol in my fishbowl. So filming, recording, same thing.
Yeah.
Plus this studio cannot handle any more electronics. I'm pretty sure these walls are paneled with TV.
All right. 22 is Los Matadores. They moved up one spot. Torito contributed to this. He got a pin on Drew McIntyre, but he did lose to main event. So I mean, I figure a little guy pinning a big guy is enough to propel you up one spot.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean,
I agree.
El Torito, though, he's shown us in the past, though, just how athletic this guy. This is the first time we've ever seen how athletic Hornswoggle is,
and we're only going to get to see more of it in that match.
I know. I'm really looking. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping it doesn't fall flat.
It's a perfect pre-show.
Are they putting it as a pre-show? Good.
Oh, that's perfect.
Good.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed 30 minutes.
You can't guarantee or put that on the main card.
Do you think they'll give them the full 30 minutes because of their size? Do you think they'd only last like 15 minutes?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they do the 30-minute pre-show. It'll only be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But if they do an hour pre-show, which I think they should because they have the network, they don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. Who knows? Regardless, I don't think the match will last. With all the promos and everything else that they'll be showing, I don't think the match will last longer than maybe about 10, 12 minutes. Yes, it's a TLC match, sort of, a WLC. But
kudos to Creative for coming up.
Yeah, I know. I, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, you did it." I'm impressed. But I'm sorry. 10 minutes of that, 10 minutes of midgets wrestling a TLC match. I feel like it's gonna get old.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had some good ones at the bar a few months back, remember?
Yeah.
They were all half drunk, just like someone else tonight. But we'll save that for next week.
All right. Layla and Fandango at number 21.
I thought you were talking about
moved up one. They were 22 last week. Even though Layla did lose to Emma, Fandango did pick up a win against Santino. But that celebration was short-lived. Anybody remember what happened? He got powerbombed off the fucking stage by the Shield.
Yep.
It was at the table.
It was pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The new Mae Young.
The new Mae Young.
No, Rio at number 20.
Which would make the Shield the new Dudley Boys. No, screw that analogy. Sorry.
Roman Reigns is Big Dick Dudley.
I can't.
Big Richard Dudley, man.
I can't make Seth Rollins Spike Dudley though.
No, but you can make him Sign Guy Dudley.
Moving on.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Alberto Del Rio was number 20. He dropped 2 spots because he lost to Big E on main event.
Word. Great main event, by the way.
It really was.
Swagger moved up 1 spot. He's at number 19.
His feud with Cesaro. This
took a very drastic turn tonight, but we'll talk about that next week.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that later on in the show.
He caused Antonio Cesaro to lose the tournament. That's a big deal.
That is.
I know. It really is, and I knew they can have been done. This is a proper feud.
Right.
We need to stretch this on. It can't end just sort of quietly in between.
Of course.
Pay-per-views. We've got to end it definitively. I know. And Zeb Coulter, regardless of how crappy the performance of the Real Americans was in the tag team division, Zeb Coulter himself is a good manager. I've got to give it to him. He was the best part of the Real Americans as a team.
And on the mic.
Except for Cesaro.
Well, no. I'm not saying like as a team, not in the ring, but as a team, he was the best part.
Well,
the person. I'm joking.
Had that loss for Cesaro been the only thing that Swagger did this week, he would have been a little further on the list. However, he lost to Cesaro on Friday Night SmackDown, and then got decimated by the Shield because he was part of that 11-on-3 main event.
Yeah, I mean
he was supposed to be. He didn't make it.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. There were a lot of people who were supposed to be who just didn't make it.
But
it was
So far, we've covered Fandango.
And we know that Roman Reigns can do more than 5.
Well, Swagger and Fandango, that's 2.
Yeah. And 3 and B.
Yeah, and 3 and B. We've covered those, so there's 5 of the 11.
Mm-hmm.
So, stay tuned. You'll find the next one.
Did you already mention Del Rio?
Del Rio, did he get? He did. Yeah, he
no,
did.
He got
no, he was in the match.
He did end up getting to the match.
He fucked up his ankle, remember?
Yeah, sorry.
Tamina Snuka, she didn't do anything until SmackDown, but she built some pretty good momentum in beating former Divas champion Natalya.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid match. Natalya did really well, helping to put over Tamina for the next pay-per-view.
I feel like Tamina's being pushed on us too quickly, though.
Yeah, especially like the whole AJ Lee thing.
Well, but AJ Lee's slated to return in May.
Yeah.
She's not gone like her fiance.
CM Punk.
So she's going to be returned to us. So they needed filler, but she needed some time off. She spent 300 days almost as champion.
That's
CM Punk. 434.
And then
he continued on for a month and a half, and then he was like, you know what?
I need some time.
I need some time. Give me a few pay-per-views. I gotta get myself well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough schedule, So I understand her being gone, but it did leave the Divas division kind of short-handed. Let's face it. Other than
had a call from the Mary Stormborn, tell me about my dragon children.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a Tigerian now. I didn't know if you guys knew.
House Tigerian.
Yes.
Nice.
Double B, Tigerian.
Other than Paige, there's really no. I mean, Paige's brought some good interest.
Paige is good.
Divas division.
I love the fact that the Divas matches with Paige, they're actually lasting.
Yeah, they're a hell of a lot more exciting too.
8-10 minute match, that's not uncommon with Paige. Before it was, hey, let's get 10 divas in the ring and we're going to play musical chairs. About a minute and a half in, it's going to break out into a brawl. Let's cut to commercial. Or let's put 5 divas against 5 divas in a match. About a minute and a half in, it's going to break out into an all-out war, then cut to commercial.
Or this diva versus this diva. 1, 2, 3. It's over in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we never saw freaking divas against or put up anything more than maybe about 4 minutes in a match.
And AJ Lee claimed to be the savior of the Divas division. Paige is going to be the true savior of the Divas division because she's brought so much interest, especially if you've been watching NXT.
But I want to see real, legitimate Paige style. The matches that they both are capable of.
I'd like to take I'd like to take this time to say that I was semi-right. They did strip her of a title.
The NXT title.
Exactly.
We'll get to that.
I sure will.
Big Show. He was ranked 12th. He's down to 17. He had absolutely no input in the show at all this week.
Yeah.
Which is kind of uncommon. Well, actually, no, not for the Big Show. He does disappear for months at a time sometimes.
He's becoming more and more part-time, which, look at his age.
Well, and he's also, ironically enough, used to show the strength of other superstars, a.k.a. Antonio Cesaro.
Yeah.
Look back to WrestleMania. Sheamus, he moved down 3 spots. He lost to Wade Barrett in the tournament. That killed him a little bit, but then he beat Titus O'Neil at main event, which that was actually not really that great of a match, in my opinion. The match with Barrett was really exciting. Yeah. And then the next night, it just kind of, I was expecting maybe he'll rebound. He rebounded, but not as well as I thought he would.
Well, he was probably still pretty tired. Barrett's a really aggressive
and that bullhammer, when Sheamus went to go deliver the battering ram outside the ring,
I'm starting to think really Sheamus going outside of kayfabe. I'm thinking Sheamus is going to be like the new Vader, and like people aren't going to want to work with him because he's letting off too many of these real hits.
Oh, you mean Barrett?
Yeah. Like, he's going to be marked as the new Vader, and, like, they're going to be like, I don't want to work with Barrett. He's going to kick me in the face.
All right.
Legitimately.
Number 15, we've heard it from Paul Heyman. My client, Brock Lesnar, conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. He was number 5 last week because people were still talking about it. They're still talking about it, which is why I didn't drop him out of it completely. But he's number 15. WWE's power ranking still puts him in, like, number 6.
Lord have mercy.
Or so. I'm thinking, yeah, it's a big deal, but he hasn't
where's
been
he
here.
been?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
a part-timer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why I don't see him.
He's not.
I don't call him part-timer. I think he's on-call.
Well, yeah.
We'll call you
but,
if you need me.
well, you know, a couple months ago when Paul Heyman was saying he needs to be challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he doesn't, because he doesn't work house shows. He doesn't work. He works a pay-per-view every so often. He very rarely appears on Raw unless he's going to be, building for a pay-per-view.
I'd like to see him challenge for it, because in kayfabe, in story, he's got the biggest accomplishment.
Oh, of course.
It ranks above the big title, the 2-belt title that we've got now.
Word. But before you move on, shameless plug of the night. We have a friend named Ashley, and I promised I'd give her this shameless plug because her food is delicious.
Oh, Miss Carnes.
Yeah.
You are awesome.
Please take a minute to enjoy our advertisements from our sponsors.
Indeed. Also, shameless plug number 2.
We actually going to keep count this time?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to try. By the end of
we
it,
want
we'll
at
probably
least
be
7.
By the end of it, we'll probably be saying just random things. Corey Coleman's new site is coming up. If y'all remember Spiel, it's going to be kind of the same.
This ain't the Nerd Podcast.
I know
chill,
it's not.
Chill.
I know it's not. But I shouldn't be talking about food on the Nerd Podcast, but Ashley's food was delicious.
It really was.
When's the last time y'all had B-Rock? Y'all haven't. In y'all's face.
The first time I had one of her cinnamon rolls, I was sitting there and I was like, it's a cinnamon roll, they can be good, but how good can... I took one bite and I went, And then I promptly got down on one knee and I proposed to that woman. With a bite of cinnamon roll still in my mouth.
That's attractive. Welcome to the bottom of the mat where we'll talk about WWE and everything else we can think of. Alright.
But anyway, done with shameless plugs.
14, yeah, Alexander Rusev. On Raw, he had a very dominant victory against Sin Cara. And it also, they announced that he's going to be facing Truth and Xavier Woods in a handicap match.
And I did like that match against Sin Cara. It lasted a lot longer than his other matches.
About a minute longer. It showed off a few more moves in his arsenal, but I'm still not sold on him. I mean, I know he's dominant. That much has been proven. Show me that he has stamina.
But y'all know who I'm sold on, though? Sold on
Lana.
that fine-ass Lana.
Mm-hmm. Lana legs. Ooh!
Speaking of which, since we've already thrown out the disclaimer, Lana spelled backwards.
Anal.
It is.
And she has got the ass for it.
Oh, she really does.
It. I didn't see the ass. I just saw the name backwards.
Shameless plug number 3. Baby, if you're listening to this,
Lana's
this is
ass.
all for entertainment purposes.
That's shameless plug. That's shameless plug number 3. It's that ass.
That ass.
Number 13, the Usos dropped 4 spots after being attacked by Red Axel after their match on Raw against the Rhodes.
Which they won. They won that match.
They did.
Also, in that match,
there was fallout between the Rhodes brothers, and they dropped out
a little bit.
They dropped out of the top 25. They were ranked 25th. They dropped out. No, they were ranked 24th. They dropped out because there's dissension between them, and they have not won a match in God knows how long.
It has been a while, and a lot of it has been.
I don't think they've been on a hot streak since they lost those titles at the Rumble.
A lot of it has been, and Lord knows I hate to go against your boy, man, but a lot of it's been on Goldust.
I don't know. Goldust didn't even wrestle tonight. Not that we could talk about that.
Well, the last couple times, Goldust has been trying to check on Cody. Cody's been a dick about it.
Exactly.
I can see it from either perspective.
I can see it from either perspective because
I'm Cody's trying to roll.
Cody's trying to, hold his own against both Usos at one point, and you got to give it up to the Usos. They are really, really good. One guy against both of them, you're not going to last for very long.
Well,
that's a handicap match I'd like to see. Rusev versus both Usos.
That would be tough.
I was about to say Bo Dallas,
but no, Rusev versus the versus the tag team champions. I mean, no gold on the line, but that would establish dominance for that man.
Exactly, and it's a good way to help push the Usos too.
Yeah,
especially if their teamwork isn't even enough to put him up. If they try like hell. He's the next single star.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't Ryback him.
Yeah. Creative, please have learned your lesson with Ryback. And I see you're starting to give him a little bit more of a push.
Because it was kind of your fault that he lost it in the first place.
The man's actually a pretty damn hard worker. And as he showed us before they attacked the Usos, the man's good on the mic. And Ryback was showing a lot of really mad respect towards the entire tag team division. I was sitting there, I was almost thinking, could they be starting a slow face turn? And then they attacked afterwards, and I was like, nah, they're not gonna.
Slow face turn for Ryback, and it's gone.
Just go.
But anyway, the Usos lost singles competition. Jimmy lost to Ryback on main event, and Jay lost to Axel on SmackDown. So that's why they dropped so far.
I really got to go back and watch SmackDown again. Right? I fell asleep I was just dead tired, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to watch SmackDown. And it just didn't happen.
Ryback's at number 12, jumping up 5 spots from 17. They pretty much clean swept the Usos. They attacked them on Raw, got the upper hand, and then both of them beat the brothers in singles competition. Mm-hmm. That's that a win over a tag team champion. That's a big deal, even if it's just a singles match. And they were rewarded on Raw, which we'll talk about later.
What nickname did Raw give him though? We go ahead and give that to him. Wasn't it Axelback?
Yeah, freaking JBL said Rybaxel, which he's the one who named them Rybaxel, and they hated it at first, but then they brought it as.
And tonight's match, Josh, what's the Oscar's name?
Josh Matthews.
Josh Matthews, I thought. And he's been, he even introduced them as Rybaxel.
Yeah, and their Titantron has Rybaxel.
Speaking of that, what do you think of their entrance music, the mashup?
I like it.
I do like it.
Yeah.
It works.
The war horn.
The dun 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 dun. It works perfect with the dun 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 dun.
And I love the throwback to Mr. Perfect.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kurt Hennig, shout out.
Curtis Axel, start throwing the towel around. Give me some flashbacks here.
I know.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Or good news if you're a Bad News Bear fan.
As everybody seems to be.
Can I have some decorum, please? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. That
was perfect.
He moves up. He moves up 4 spots after beating Sheamus in the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Moving on to the finals with, we'll get to that later. Well, actually, we did talk about it. RVD.
Indeed.
A little bit.
Because we talked about Cesaro.
Yeah.
They've been giving him a big push since he came back the night after Mania.
And I feel like he's earned the push. And
he gets people riled up on that podium. People laugh about it. I mean,
everybody enjoys the gimmick.
Since the first time I saw him, and like I've said before, I was there. I laughed about it. He made fun of people, and he made fun of the way we talk, and I was sitting there laughing. It's like, he's kind of right. And this guy is funny. Because, and I'd seen on Twitter, people were hashtagging B&B, and I wondered what it meant. I looked it up, and it was Bad News Barrett, and I was like, is this a new gimmick for Wade Barrett? And I loved it as soon as I saw it.
Freaking... I love Bad News Barrett, but yeah, like you were saying, everybody, he's dissing the fans in that sound, but everyone still loves it because there's a grain of truth. It's kind of like the old phrase, the only person who could really speak the truth, speak his mind to the kings in the medieval times, was the court jester. Yeah, and he did it in a joke.
Yeah, it's called roast.
It's kind of like when Rubicon goes to work and makes fun of all the girls that he works with.
You shave the side of your head, I'm going to call you a hawk all damn day. And we get YOLO tattooed on your chest, I'm going to make fun of you for that shit till the day.
Well, hey, look, was the YOLO the O's, the nipples? Because that would have been perfect.
Oh, that would have been.
That would have.
Yeah, all you need is a Y right there.
She ain't that good. She ain't that good. She says she is, but she ain't. I'll say that right now.
Anyway, Kane makes the top 10. He was up to he was at 14 last week. That attack on Daniel Bryan.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was a great way to sell it.
It was brutal. It was it absolutely established him as a dominant.
Yeah, and plus
it was well measured. Like they didn't just let him just run town on Daniel Bryan. They measured it up a little bit. They gave Daniel Bryan a little bit
of offense there in the beginning.
And then goodbye.
Plus, Daniel Bryan's father did pass away a couple days before that.
I thought it was that day.
No, it was a few days before that, and he went on and he said,
I want to at least do something. And Creative said, we don't feel like you're able to do a promo that would inspire people.
We need to give you some time off.
As soon as he got there,
agreed.
He picked up the mic. Stephanie's music hit, They didn't let him speak, which is probably a good thing because he would have been really emotional. I don't think he would have.
You could see he had tears in his eyes. I mean, it was his first time being back in a WWE ring after his marriage and after his father passing. He had tears in his eyes. I mean, those were a
mixture of sad tears and happy tears.
Yeah, I mean, he had his wife standing right by him, and of course his wife was there for multiple reasons. One, everyone knew they had just got married.
Two, just in case he needed that presidential BJ. She's right there.
But no. and what I was going to say, secondly, she was there for emotional support because she knows she just lost her father-in-law. You know, that's got to be hitting her, but she knows that's really important to Daniel. They were very close.
No, you know what she knows? She knows. Sorry, it's probably bad taste, but she was like, "What in-law down?"
What do you mean, probably bad taste?
Hey, there are two types of people in this world: people that hate their in-laws and liars.
Yep.
Oh no, Daniel!
Except for my potential in-laws, I've only met one of them, and she's actually pretty cool.
I know which one you're talking about.
Her daddy, though, is a sergeant.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I am scared shitless to meet this guy. Shameless plug number 4. Number 9.
Remember, sergeants put on their pants the same way we do.
Very true. I did get an email from the National Guard Command Sergeant Major.
Yep.
He actually explained some of that. Shameless plug number 5. Cesaro, number 9, drops one spot because he lost in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I think a loss in the tournament is more of a factor than a regular loss. He did bound back and beat Swagger on SmackDown. That's why he didn't drop one.
Yeah, it's a loss in the tournament, but it's a loss to sell a storyline.
Exactly.
And so it's still a creative. It's still a creative. And he's got momentum moving forward because of it. Because he still saved face because it was a loss due to interference.
And actually, they're still booking him as a heel. They really are.
They really are, which is surprising.
I think this will work because Paul Heyman, they've been saying he's going to turn on you like he's turned on everyone else. When he does that, that's going to solidify him. Because when Punk came back, what really solidified him as a babyface was when Paul Heyman attacked him at Money in the Bank.
Well, he solidified himself as a babyface, I feel, before by telling Heyman, "I'm sorry, I'm doing this on my own."
Oh.
It's just a bug.
It's just a little fella.
We're having a little bit of a studio problem. There's a bug in the studio.
Well, it's a grasshopper.
Yeah,
it's not a grasshopper. It's a cricket. How it got in the house in the first place?
Maybe if we say something stupid, he'll chirp in at the necessary time. So maybe we'll have to give him some credit.
I tried to catch him.
All right, Paige is up 3 spots at 11. He's behind you.
Well, Paige beginning it, right? So don't you say.
She beat Oksana with that Scorpion Crosslock again.
I do love that modified Scorpion Crosslock.
It looks extremely painful.
Any variation on the sharpshooter, which, by the way, the sharpshooter originally started off being called the Scorpion or the Scorpion Deathlock.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Sting kept that name.
Speaking of Sting.
And Bret Hart changed it to the sharpshooter for his time in the WWE.
Speaking of Sting, if you've been checking out WWE.com, they've been putting a lot of stuff on Sting about Sting on there. Plus, he was on the network. So, that tells me he's obviously signed. It's a matter of time before we see the Stinger on WWE programming.
We've got storylines in place already. We need some of them to die down. That way we can give him something worthwhile.
Because Lord have mercy, they're drowning us in storylines.
Exactly.
We've got way too many right now.
How are they going to even dissolve?
And I'm not complaining, really. I'm not complaining.
I kind of am, because you're gonna have us focused on too much, and then it's going to come time
for that. Focus on big stuff, and then some of this little shit that has a lot more potential. Yeah, this shitty ass main event shit you want to do, we're gonna miss out on some good opportunity over some dumb shit.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
If you got so many big things happening, when Sting comes back, it's not
gonna feel.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be monumental.
And they've been teasing at it so perfectly. Just a little hint here. We'll have them on a 15-second little bit on the network. There. We'll finally acknowledge the dream match that fans have been talking about for years, Sting versus Undertaker. Now that it's pretty much guaranteed not to happen.
It's a dream match.
It's a dream match. And fans had pretty much given up on it for a long time, too, because it looked like Sting was just never going to sign.
Except for WrestleMania, where it looked like people are out there wearing Sting masks. We want Sting, so trying to give us a hype that possibility Sting's going to come out.
You know where they got all the Sting masks? Yeah, I've got a feeling. I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling that WWE might have been selling Sting merchandise.
I don't know, maybe. But before we move on, which one of you two want to do the run out? Because we have hit the 30-minute marker. We need to tell the people how to get a hold of us.
All right, we can both do it.
All right.
If you want to get a hold of us on our website, bottomofthemat2ts.com. We have an email address. We have two of them actually. bottomofthemat@gmail. That one's with 2 T's.
No, that's with 1 T.
Bottom of that with 2 T's at yahoo.com.
It's got 2 T's at Yahoo? All right.
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at BOTMFishFood if you want to.
And
I promise I'll follow you back.
You can also get a hold of us via Google Voice. And
on our real fake number.
Yes, our real fake number. Our Google Voice, which I'm actually bringing up the number right now because apparently it's not working right. It's 580-609-3099.
That was 0399.
It's one of those two. 0399. Text both of them. Text both of them. Whichever one you get a response from.
Hold on, let me pull up my Twitter. It's on my Twitter.
It's on your Twitter? Good.
It should be.
Okay.
So you figure you would memorize this by now.
If you guys follow me...
I've got way too many phone numbers I'm trying to memorize.
You guys follow me on Twitter, you should be able to do it. So
I mean, hell, I'm trying to memorize not only phone numbers, I've got freaking juniors.
It's 0399.
Okay.
0399.
Well, what do you gotta remember mine?
I'm gonna be Paul Heyman right now. It is 0399. It is 0399. It is 0399. Okay.
580-609-03.
You guys are rambling numbers off at the same time. Let one person say the damn number.
609-0399.
There we
go. Let's do that again without me
interfering.
All right. 1-580-609-0399.
Thank you.
All right.
I didn't think they were going to be able to do it.
I know, right? You just got a free Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah! Slam it to a Slim Jim!
Also, send us questions. We're also looking for art for T-shirts.
Yeah.
So, if you guys can send us some art that you guys think would be cool.
Sorry to interrupt. If you guys can find a really cool design, because I mean, I like our background for our website, but I kind of would like something original.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you guys
definitely.
could find something that would capture the image of Bottom of the Mat Productions, you know, a big BOTM with bleeding letters or flames or whatever, you know, you do that, you'll get credit for it on our site. We'll put it in our background. We'll get you a free T-shirt, whatever we have to do to accommodate you.
Definitely.
Or a free Slim Jim.
You can also contact us if. Excuse me.
Also, guys, I would like to pull some money. I get a championship belt made.
I have my little fake replica one.
Yeah, we'll see.
We
want a real replica one, but yes. But see, what's going to happen is there's a site that makes these by customization. It only costs $100. So I figure we all pull $25 together, send it in. We have somebody design us a belt. We send them the design. They fix it up. I'll pay the $50 for the customization off of my own money, so I'll pay $75. Everybody else pays $25. We have a belt, and we can take a picture. And then every time we have
pay-per-views or special events
or something like that, and people win it, we'll put their picture up, and we'll put the belt under their picture as our background for the site.
Because we do our picks every month.
Yes.
So we can totally do that. I'll get picks from everybody at the end of the show.
Hell yeah.
Now, like I was going to say a second ago, I've been doing videos, walkthrough videos. I'm doing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This should be on the Nerd Podcast, but I'm going to say it here too. If you guys have an idea of what I should do next video game, I can try to do it. I can't promise anything because I don't have capture software on my computer, but I'll do the best I can. So, if you guys have some ideas for that, that'd be great.
Definitely. And if you have any ideas for fighting games, I'm the connoisseur of fighting games, if you will. The Double B will play fighting games all day for the people.
Hey, I'm going to bring you over JoJo's sometime.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys don't know, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle The English version came out a few days ago. I'm getting my copy tomorrow. I'm going to be playing the shit out of it as soon as I can.
I'm thinking
Seems
about
like we're starting to
grabbing.
nerd out a little bit.
I know, just a little bit.
All right, let's go back to WWE.
Yes, let's get back to the bottom of the map.
Number 7, Daniel Bryan drops down from 4. I hate to do it to the guy because he just lost his dad, but kayfabe wise, he deserves to drop because he got ambushed by Kane, and he got
his ass whooped.
He really did.
Yeah.
Number 6.
It was
It was
bad.
pretty bad.
But
I was like,
it still keeps him looking
Like the underdog.
Like the underdog, and it's going to make him look so much stronger coming back.
And that's his gimmick. He's the underdog of underdogs.
He really is. Rey
Except for the
Mysterio is not the ultimate
underdog.
I'm sorry.
Number 6, RVD. He picked up a big win against Cesaro via count out in the tournament. He didn't do anything
got called
else.
out for it.
He did get called out for it.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, but that's next week.
Mm-hmm.
Big E Langston. He beats Sandow on Superstars, but nobody ever watches Superstars.
I do.
I watched it a little bit. I watched.
Because 3 ain't enough. I need 5. Wrestling shows.
You know what? You want to know when I watch Superstars? The Raw pre-show.
Yeah.
That's when I watch it.
You just watch it go on in the background.
Of course.
It's like, put it on mute. I want to see what's going on behind
The
it.
best part about the pre-show is hearing like the entrances from the commentators.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to go see him in Oklahoma City. JBL was perfect. He did that little boot shuffle thing, and he almost fell on his ass.
Nice.
It was hilarious. He probably doesn't remember this. He'll probably deny every bit of it. But he kind of stumbled a little bit. He held up his hands like, I got this. It was hilarious.
Okay, how much jack did he have in the back, though?
I have no idea.
You know, some people...
Just packing the jack in the back of the act.
Back in the back of the back.
Number 4.
Okay, we can't do it.
This is where WWE and I do not agree. Evolution is number 1 on their Power 25. Evolution is number 4 on mine because they didn't do a goddamn thing except for talk on Monday.
Sometimes that's all you got to do.
Well, you remember how that promo ended. The Shield got in the ring and gave them an ultimatum, and then they hid behind their little 11 cronies, saying, "Come on, come hit us."
Which makes them look weak.
It really does.
Which
And
the
it
Shield
makes
could
the
just
Shield
mow
look so
through.
strong.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Because the
did
Shield
look
could have
up.
ran up there and mowed through them like they did Friday Night SmackDown.
I did.
They cut them off one at a time and then went with 5, which we all know. Roman Reigns got rid of 4 of the 5 guys in the Survivor Series match.
Mm-hmm.
So
12 eliminations at the
yeah,
Rumble.
you put 5 guys in front of all 3 guys in the Shield.
12. Yeah, it's 12.
Let someone else pick up one of the others. Roman Reigns is gonna handle this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and see, I did move them up 2 spots. They were number 6 because Bryan dropped down, and I think who else? Somebody else dropped down. I think Cesaro dropped down. No, it was somebody. Anyway.
Yeah, you dropped Cesaro a little bit.
I only dropped him 1, but he, Evolution did prove that they are ready for this fight, and they built some momentum via promos, and that's sometimes all you have to do.
I do love their new Titantron, showing the evolution of evolution.
Woo! We'll get to that next week.
That's sweet.
Now is not the time.
John Cena dropped 1 spot because he did technically pick up a win against the Wyatts.
He looks weak as hell, though.
He is. Bray Wyatt has done the impossible. He has got inside the mind of John Cena.
Because he got the whole world in his hands.
Lord have mercy. And moving on.
Enough with bottom of the mat karaoke.
The Wyatt family took John Cena's spot at number 2 because, the WWE Universe is strongly behind the Wyatt family. They had the choice. Make John Cena face Luke Harper, or is it Eric Rowan?
It was Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. Make John Cena face Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, or make John Cena face Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt.
The Wyatt family.
And what did the WWE... Yeah, 6% chose just the 2 of them. 12% chose
just
one. Everybody else, including me.
82%.
John Cena, I love you. As a character.
I grabbed 16 different phones and voted for all 3 of them.
But I voted
7 times.
I voted for all 3.
I voted for all 3. I didn't just vote for all 3. I voted for all 3 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times.
River Crown wouldn't let me use his phone, so I had to sneak in there at night and steal it from him while he was sleeping. You know how dangerous that
Why
is?
the fuck were you sleeping during Raw?
He's the undefeated of the
I
goals.
wasn't sleeping. I passed out. Okay, there's a difference.
And then he woke up, and then he got a canyon cut, and then he was sleeping again.
Our number one is another reason me and WWE don't agree. The Shield was ranked 6 on their power rankings.
Wow. I don't
How
see
do you
that.
put them 6 when
Those
they beat
guys...
the hell out of 6 people backstage?
Mm-hmm.
Powerbomb Fandango off the freaking stage.
That was beautiful.
Beat the hell out of Swagger.
Oh, he
and then
deserved it.
still dominated their match on a 5-on-3 advantage.
Like, you damn right.
Yeah, damn right. 4 or 5 spears from Roman Reigns, a triple powerbomb to Ryback. There's no way you can't say, yeah, these guys deserve to go down. No, they have built the momentum and have brought the fight.
My opinion, why they probably didn't rank well so much was the fact that they attacked them backstage. Okay. That's where they're probably saying that they're being sneaky.
But they're not being sneaky. Making the things a little bit more fair, because it's a freaking... There's a difference between being sneaky and saying, you know what? No, we're not going to march ourselves to the execution.
But
you're going to fight us. This was the Shield doing Stone Cold Steve Austin before the Royal Rumble, and I believe it was 97 or 98. I think it was 98. Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you'll remember, and the lead up to the Rumble, he had I think $100,000 bounty. Whoever was gonna eliminate Austin from the match, and everybody was going after Austin, trying to make sure that he didn't even make it to the match. So Austin, the Raw before the Rumble, he was going after everybody, and he was saying, I'm going to get you before you get me.
Yeah, that was the ballest motherfucking episode ever, too. Because the match would end, this motherfucker decided, crash! Just start grabbing motherfuckers.
And this was the Shield doing the exact same thing. That's not them being sneaky. That's them saying, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to even the odds myself.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
JR reference. So that wraps up our
another shameless plug there.
JR's Barbecue, shameless plug. While we're shameless plugging 2 WWE things, we're going to shameless plug WWE.com. Go there for all your wrestling merchandise and wrestling needs.
Real quick, what shameless plug was that?
What, JR's barbecue sauce?
Yeah, I already told you.
What number was
that? What number? That would be number 5.
No. 7 was their big one, I think. I don't even know. Who cares?
Number 8,064,076,092.
No, number 245.
0.69.
0.69, yes, thank you. Because you always got to throw the 69 in there.
We got the Power 25 of the way. Who wants to talk about NXT?
Hold on.
Just a second.
One more shameless plug.
And I got
WWE Network. Be all. Because they got shows. They got old matches. They got a greasy granny with holes in her panties. Be all. WWE Network.
and I do have one more shameless plug. And you guys can think whatever you want about me, but shameless plug has got to go to the guys in WWE Creative.
Oh, absolutely. Normally they're like Patrick Star.
They've been not just Einstein. They've been Einstein on a manic creative move.
No, screw that. I feel like they're listening to all our ideas. Like, we need to stop saying ideas on the show and see how the show goes.
They picked up your dang tournament.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Then they stripped him of a title. Yeah.
They stripped Paige of the title.
It was Paige.
If this keeps happening, maybe we've got a lawsuit, or maybe we can be like, hey, throw some money our way. Give us a free belt, whatever.
Something. Like,
give us a belt, a $200 thing. We'll drop it.
You would be really cool if just one wrestler emailed us and was like, we love your show. I'd be like, oh my God, we have this complete.
No, not just a wrestler. For me to drop the charges, I demand an interview.
That'd be great, yeah.
That would.
I don't care who it is.
I want to get all 4 of us in a room with Vince McMahon.
I'm not going to claim that one.
But I want it to be Vince, just so he can walk in and be like, you and you are all fired. You 4 take their places. Pencil, paper. Thanks, Vince. All right, y'all. First off, here's what I want to do. I want to kick out all the divas, send them to NXT, just kick them out. I'm joking.
we need
Brandon, you're crazy. We need them. No, we don't. That's what they make you think. They make you think we need them. We'll bring them back later when they stop being so ballsy. Next, who the hell gave Triple H a mic? You're fired. Get him the fuck out of here. Who the hell gave Triple H Micah and his wife is a $2 whore. I'm joking. Don't come kill me. Don't kill me, Triple H.
Don't kill me, Stephanie.
Stephanie, I seen what you sent Kane out to do this week, and it wasn't pretty, so I don't want that either.
All right.
I want those demons on me, Ricky Bobby.
Last shameless plug of the night: DDP Yoga.
DDP Yoga, definitely. We're starting our regiment this summer. As soon as I get like $200, I'm freaking buying the whole. I'm buying the big pack.
I come over and do it.
Freaking Zero.
Bring your PT mat, guys. We don't have yoga mats.
Yeah, heavy guys. This is real good for you because it's all non-stress on your joints.
Yes,
the whole workout.
No impact.
No impact on your joints whatsoever. Great workout. I've watched a little bit of it online. I've demonstrated a little bit of it. Just like the chair use, freaking the stretches. It's all good for you.
And you can lose a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's this guy that took the DDP challenge. It was like 6 months doing nothing but DDP yoga. He lost like freaking like 70 pounds or something like that.
And if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, it will get you toned as fuck.
I mean, look at DDP. What is he, like 50?
Beyond that, the
guy still looks like he's like 35.
He broke into the business. He was like 35 back in 95.
Jesus, he is old.
Yeah,
sorry, DDP.
54, man.
We still love
think.
Ish. Alright, so NXT.
Is this clean? Ish.
NXT highlights.
Oh.
Highlights of NXT?
Paige getting stripped, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of the title.
The NXT title.
Real fast.
But they did it. They
called it.
They did it respectfully, though.
She was pissed.
She was pissed.
No, I refuse.
No.
Just so you know,
you gotta be kidding me. You know, I do think it's a smart move. Yeah, especially because they're doing a tournament to determine the new champion. I like that.
And
tournaments build prestige.
And she still holds the prestige of being the first ever NXT Women's Champion.
Damn it! I wish we could talk about Monday tonight.
Nobody can say, "Well, I beat her for the NXT Championship." Why can't you know? It doesn't make her look bad as the NXT.
She never lost the championship. She abdicated it, or not? She abdicated it. It was abdicated for her. But it was that I do agree with it. It needs to stay on NXT. She's going to be traveling the world. She's not always going to have time to make it back to Full Sail University
and I
to
think
defend
they have their big European tour coming up soon.
Yeah, well, and they've got their next.
I said all this stuff like 2 weeks ago.
They've got their next. Like we said, the house is bugged. It's that fucking cricket.
The cricket's the one giving up all her shit.
He's sitting there with a pen and pad right now.
I can see it right now.
He said to make him part of the creative team. Underline.
What about Tyson Kidd on NXT though?
That was actually impressive.
I'm glad that they finally found something for him to do. He's been out for a year with his injury. He came back, had a piss poor feud with Fandango.
Yeah,
and then he was off the face of the earth.
He was at WrestleMania.
Was he?
That's where the writers kind of dropped the ball.
Battle Royal. But another thing about NXT, what they have coming up, they've got their live special coming up. What did Triple H call it? NXT, not a rival. Takeover. Yeah.
The takeover starts now.
And I like that.
I think
they really are.
I think Tyson Kidd should challenge Adrian Neville for the title because I think that would put a lot of Tyson Kidd could help put Neville over. Because Tyson's established himself as a talent.
You know what I'd like to say?
I feel like Brodus Clay's sort of trying to get up there now.
I was just about to say that.
But I don't think
triple threat.
That'd be nice.
Tyson Kidd, Brodus Clay, Adrian Neville.
Neville still walks away with the championship.
Just to get Brodus Clay's name back out there because he's working hard.
Because he thinks he's a main event player.
He is. Fuck that.
All right.
Yeah, he was dancing around for y'all monkeys earlier. I was the only one that was hating on him for selling out because I'm black.
What about the main event for that night though? The Usos and was it Usos and
yeah, it was Usos and
he fought Cesaro at Arrival. Damn it, I have his face.
Was it Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn. There you go.
there it is.
Usos and Sami Zayn versus the Ascension and Corey Graves.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ascension's actually they're supposed to come up
after. They're set to come up
after Rose and Bo Dallas, and they're coming up with Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I was going to say Sami Zayn. That's a man to watch.
Have you saw his match against Cesaro at Arrival?
Not just the one at Arrival, but
and the past two.
The past that feud. It's not really even a feud.
They have so
but
much
it's
respect
just
for
a
each other.
Competitive feud.
It was great. I liked every single match.
Cesaro
this
is
actually had to be one of the better
Sami
NXTs I watched.
Sami Zayn is just as much of a workhorse as Cesaro is.
And I like that they're bringing talents from WWE to come in and help work with the guys in the NXT.
Yeah, and to put them over on NXT.
Yeah, I mean, even if they don't win.
Here we go, you guys. When's the last time anybody in this room was watching anything from Florida? FCW.
I have not, ever.
Okay, here's what y'all need to do. I'm going to give y'all a little challenge.
FCW became NXT.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, for the most part. Isn't it? Aren't they still freaking doing FCW?
No.
No?
Yeah, they changed FCW into NXT.
Did they?
Yep.
That's the same
NXT,
place as FCW. FCW seemed bigger.
It's a different venue, but that's because they struck a deal with Full Sail University to get that venue. And to maintain that venue.
Well, but you would still imagine that they would still have their freaking tapings over there in Florida, though. That's the Florida. That's the Florida talent.
Full Sail University is in Florida.
Okay.
It is.
Now, see, I was about to make a challenge for y'all to.
Center. It's like right across from the Center, isn't it?
I was just going to make a challenge to watch Florida Championship Wrestling, but if it's not airing anymore,
it is NXT. Anytime you watch NXT, you're watching what used to be former champion.
That's kind of sad because that's where I would go. That's where I would go to watch the beginning talent before they brought them onto TV.
Now, where you would go to do that? If you can find OVW.
Yeah. That's tough, though.
I know.
That's real tough.
If you can find OVW, or if you if you want to see what where WWE superstars go to develop before they go on NXT, watch Ring of Honor or TNA.
Ring of Honor.
Where WWE superstars
Ring of Honor is going to be way easier to pay attention to than watching the horrible storylines that TNA is spitting out right
Ring
now.
Ring of Honor
with their tiny
Bryan and CM Punk. And they're both top guys.
Yeah, I mean Ring of Honor, for being an independent collaborative, that thing has taken off, and it is one of the top indies, if not the top indie wrestling show in the world.
All right, moving on. It is now time for the top 5 countdown.
Indeed.
Everybody remembers what we're doing, right? Top 5 title matches of all time. I know, I was getting there. Top 5 title matches of every time. Who wants to go first?
Well, you started it.
Yeah. No, I'm saving mine for last.
F that!
Okay, fine. I didn't go last week, so I'll go first this
week. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going last this week.
All right, number 5. I chose...
Dibs on next week.
Okay.
I chose The Rock versus Cena 2 at WrestleMania 29. I think it was a very good match, and considering The Rock did finish the match injured, he tore his adductors.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah.
That makes it a good
Number
match.
4, this one's a big step up. Cena RVD at One Night Stand 2006, I think. When
that was RVD a great
cashed
one.
in. The whole time, there were bullshit chants. It was the only pay-per-view in WWE history that was rated R.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did not know how the crowd was going to react.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did know how the crowd was going to react.
Well, they were expecting it.
It was in Philadelphia, and it was under the banner ECW.
Under Paul Heyman. And the finish
we know how it's going to
happen. The finish to that match was perfect. Edge spears, somebody spears Cena through a table wearing a bicycle helmet. Paul Heyman comes in, counts the 1, 2, 3. RVD is now the WWE and ECW champion. Mm-hmm. And boom, it's Edge. Starts off their feud.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, WrestleMania 10, the ladder match. Mm-hmm. For the Intercontinental Championship.
The one we're still talking about to this day after all the ladder matches that we have ever seen.
And in case people aren't up on the WrestleMania, history.
Shame on you.
Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. They both had a claim to be the Intercontinental Champion.
Michaels never lost it.
He left for a while.
Well, he didn't defend it for a long time.
Yeah, and then
same problem that we're encountering with Dean Ambrose right now. But
people are going to forget Dean Ambrose is holding that title, and they're going to make another one and try to remarket it. And that's when Dean Ambrose is going to raise his hand like, no.
I feel like with the tournament,
I still got one. It's right here.
I feel like right now what's happening is I feel like they may be moving closer and closer to retiring that championship. They're giving more and more prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. They've already combined both the World Championships.
That's what I was just about to say.
They've combined both the World Championships.
They made room. If they make room for 2 new championships,
I don't know if they're gonna. I think they're gonna go back to what the WWF was back in the '90s and before. You've got the 2 championships. You've got the main championship, and then just a little bit underneath that, you've got the Intercontinental belt. They had a decade and a half after WCW went on, and we carried those names in because people still remembered. Yeah. Now they've got a fan base that doesn't remember WCW, so those belts don't mean as much to them as something that has the WWE logo emblazoned on it. Well, the United States belt doesn't have the history.
And if you remember during the brand wars, they had two brands, and the big title, WWE World Heavyweight, was that brand's top title, and just below it, Intercontinental and US.
Yeah, and it
worked. But now with the
with everybody being on every show,
it doesn't work to have both titles.
Yeah. I would love, like I said, the hardcore title to come back. That would open up that division again.
Yeah, I'd like the light heavyweight to come back too. If there's a 2-slot opener, I like the light heavyweight.
But see, light heavyweight, they'd get into which is more prestigious, light heavyweight or Intercontinental. I feel like I think it would take a better fit would be cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Because then only certain people can hold it.
Yeah.
But then you get to the problem though. Cruiserweights, can they challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
They wouldn't be able to if they brought the cruiserweight title back. They'd have to stay in their weight division.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
but you can still have non-title matches between.
I think you still had one left.
I have 2 left.
You have 2 left.
Number 2, the night after WrestleMania 29, Dolph Ziggler's cash-in against Del Rio.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I put this at number 2, I was watching with a friend, and we're watching the 2-on-1 handicap match between Swagger, Eric Rose, between Swagger and Coulter and Del Rio. And, after that match, Del Rio was, he was nursing a knee injury. And my friend, he was sitting there like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? He said, he's going to do it. What are you talking about? Look at Del Rio. He's going to show, he literally said, he's going to show the world. He's cashing in like right now. Bam! His music hits and we go crazy. That crowd reaction is like the #1 crowd reaction of all time. He comes in, he cashes in. They announce Dolph Ziggler is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract for the World Heavyweight Championship. The crowd goes nuts. He ends up winning in like 5 minutes, and just everything explodes. That was like the most exciting night of WWE that year.
It really was. Mm-hmm. That was the night that Fandangoing took off.
All right, and number 1, this is my favorite of all time. John Cena's made this list twice, but he's 1-1 in those. He's going to lose again. Money in the Bank, 2011. CM Punk's contract's going out, and he said he's leaving with the WWE Championship. They're in Chicago.
This was a great match.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
And what I think makes it even better, Del Rio tries to cash in the Money in the Bank contract. He just won and gets kicked in the head, and Punk just walks out through the crowd, and everybody's celebrating.
He doesn't walk out. He crowd surfs out.
He doesn't have to walk. He's a star.
If you remember, when he did that, he actually did punch one of the, whatchamacallit?
One of the fans?
He does punch one of the fans in the face. Well, but if you go back and watch, the reason is there was a guy behind him that smacked CM Punk, and CM Punk turned around and thought it was that guy, and boop!
Yeah, it was a big deal. I do think. I mean, and that set up their. You know, I thought about putting their.
Hey, his contract was up. He could punch any fan he wanted.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't up until midnight. But what are they going to do? What are they going to fine him the next day?
For real.
You going to fire me? Okay.
Okay.
But you do get an assault charge, and we're going to support this guy.
I'll just come back. I'll just come back with your WWE Championship later, or I'll just go
in
to
2
TNA
weeks.
I'll just go to TNA or Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's like
He threatened to do that.
I'll walk on to someone else's show, brother. John Cena's promo to freaking Vince McMahon the next night. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because John Cena, remember, the stipulation was if John Cena lost that match, John Cena was going to be fired live on the air.
That was why I was so excited about that match. I was like, yeah! And then it didn't happen because there are a bunch of fucking liars on that show. Yeah. Sorry, Vince.
All right, so who's next?
I'll go next. I won't go last this time. So, number 5 would have to be the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon match.
Absolutely.
Love that. The ending where he's holding both titles. He's doing the whole Razor freaking arms out. I was like, yeah. I just remember watching that. And I was like, yeah. And my dad was just so pissed. He was like, no, because he loved Shawn Michaels back then.
Shawn, you wanted to be the champion? That's too bad.
Number 4, freaking. It's not really a title match, but it did pinnacleize Stone Cold Steve Austin as Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that was the King of the Ring tournament. Freaking, help me out here.
That was 96.
Thank you, sir. That was definitely 96.
96, 97. One of those two.
He won that. They tried to drape all that crap over me. He was like, get this crap the hell off me.
That was where we finally
he jerked that mic out of his hand, yeah.
He was involved in a feud, remember. He was involved in a feud with Jake the Snake Roberts, who at the time was a sort of he had this gimmick that he was like a
Jesus freak.
Yeah. A Jesus freak. I'm trying to think of the word. Like the ultra Protestants, the ones that still have the tent revivals, you know, with the dancing with the snakes and the which
charismatics.
Yes, it starts with a P. I can't.
Hey, watch your mouth. Hey. It's a Protestant household.
Anyway,
sort of.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Salam alaikum.
Salaikum salam to you, my brother. Number 3 is actually a tag match. Harlem Heat versus freaking. It was when they first won the titles, and I'm trying to remember who they were facing. I had all this written down in the freaking this. I can't open it.
Facing the Outsiders at this point.
No, they had it once before when they were with Brother and Sister Love.
Oh, was it?
It was
the Steiners?
Yes, thank you so much.
Any match you've got the Steiners.
I know. I just freaking
the Steiners.
Just like the kicks. It was the tech. The one I liked about it was the technician from the Steiner Brothers, but them kicks and them off the rope moves because they were still doing the Houston Hangover back then.
I know.
They was killing.
Which, by the way, if you don't know what a Houston Hangover is, shame on you.
I'm saying.
And second of all, it's basically a blockbuster off the top rope.
Pretty much.
Which Buff Bagwell. Was friend of the Steiners, just saying.
Number 2, freaking the first Rock and Cena match. I still contend that one was better than the second one because the second one I felt like it was just a revisitation.
It wasn't a title on the line, that's not a title.
That was a legacy. It was the title of the legacy.
Yeah, it was the passing of the baton.
I said title matches. I didn't say championship matches. So I guess you got the loophole there. So you should be a fucking lawyer.
I should.
I ain't got off the lawyer enough, so I'm good.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jericho, 2 times in the same night.
Yep.
Both titles. He beat Stone Cold and The Rock to become the first ever undisputed champion of the world.
And he will hold that title forever.
Ever.
And
that will never, ever be said again.
And that's my list, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, my top 5. Number 5, I've got to put Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Triple Threat WrestleMania 20.
That's a damn good match.
That was a damn good match.
That was a great match.
And what made it even better was afterwards, after Eddie Guerrero had beat, was it Brock Lesnar or was it Kurt Angle?
It was Kurt Angle that night, because Brock Lesnar faced Goldberg.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and that's kind of unfortunate that they're not putting him in the games, because that's one of those WrestleMania matches that really should have been on the list.
It really should have been because of the stigma that went out, and I understand the stigma. It's tough. It puts them in a very tough position, but they have maintained enough integrity to say, you know what, he is part of our history. We're not going to promote him any more than we have to, but we're not going to remove him from the pay-per-views when we put him on our network. He was a big part of them for a long time.
In fact, the only thing they've ever removed from the pay-per-views is when Owen Hart had his accident.
Yep. Well, and that was not on camera for the pay-per-view anyway. That happened while they were doing a promo.
Did it?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And so it went straight to JR.
Yeah.
And
I watch that a lot. Every time it makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that triple threat match, it redefined what a WrestleMania match could be.
Absolutely.
That was so huge. It was a huge moment. It was the second time that a Royal Rumble entrant had started at number 1 and won. The first time, and the last time that it's happened, it hasn't happened again since. And the first person who had done it was in the same match and lost. Chris Benoit, you cannot match the guy as far as ring technician.
It's true.
He was a. I will always miss the man's presence in the ring. He's got controversy outside the ring. So did damn near every wrestler on the roster right now and on the roster of any time.
Real quick, shameless plug. I just got SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 and a PlayStation 2. Chris Benoit's on it, and I will be using that.
His character, he will definitely be missed.
I say in that whole situation, I watched a documentary over that. He wasn't himself during that whole situation.
No, you can't have been.
Speak up. It's not catchy.
He didn't. Okay, like I was saying, I've watched a documentary over him, and basically the way he was as a fighter, he basically damaged his brain.
Yeah.
All those headbutts, yeah.
No, all from the top rope.
Yeah.
Because like one argument
with no catch. You know how sometimes when you do a diving headbutt, you'll see the wrestlers sort of do the catch with their knees or with their elbows. He had no catch. He was landing full force, all of his weight, which he was at least 215 pounds, on his forehead. Junior Seau had much fewer injuries of that severity, and he did something very similar. He didn't take anyone else out with him, but you saw the Kansas City player from a couple years ago. Very similar injuries. Anytime you've got brain injuries like that, that's why you always have to do
all this stuff.
That's why you always have to. Anytime you do, you see with Daniel Bryan, he always catches with his knees, just a little bit.
And he doesn't connect on the head; he connects on the shoulder. That's really soft.
Good thing if you don't want to check anything out about some of the stuff is go on Netflix and you can probably find it called Head Games. Goes into football, wrestling, soccer, covers the ground rules, and will explain what happens to some of these wrestlers and players.
Yep, shameless plug.
A very important shameless plug.
But with a lot of deep reverence and respect.
And if you guys are out there, backyard wrestling, I used to do it when I was a kid. I used to backyard wrestle all the time.
Be careful.
Be careful. We had camps. We used to sit there and study wrestling. We knew it was fake when we were kids. Me and my older brother did. So we used to study all the moves, all the call-outs, all the everything. So we could call it, all the tails. And we could call it inside. Me and him could. We had to teach everybody in our neighborhood if they was going to come and roughhouse with us, you got to do it this way so nobody gets hurt. There were still some casualties. I rolled my ankle a few times, been thrown through some tables off of roofs. Tables didn't collapse when they were supposed to. No broken injuries on me. My older brother freaking broke his wrist like once.
And on that note, trampolines cannot support your weight.
That's right.
Slams. They will snap.
And that will hurt.
It will hurt like
it will hurt when you hit the ground. And then when you bust out the back of your mama's truck for one of the springs, that's another ass whooping you're going to get from that.
Ooh, it flew into the back of your mom's truck. Good God.
Yeah,
I've only had springs that fly back and hit me.
If you're really wanting to wrestle, find yourself a wrestling school, learn how to wrestle from a professional, and do it in a controlled environment, a ring, an actual ring.
I would say Olympic-style trampolines, the actual square ones, those are real sturdy.
Yeah.
Don't use a damn Walmart trampoline and start trying to do damn freaking flips off the top of your roof. It's not going to work.
It will end up bad. Trust me.
I done hit my ass on the ground on so-called trampolines so many times. Yeah. But yeah, we have diverged.
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 4. I got to give this one to Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19.
Very good.
That was a great match. Both of them Olympic-style wrestlers. Brock Lesnar, NCAA heavyweight champion. Freaking not the original, but he wasn't the first champion.
No, he was Division 1.
Division 1. I thought you said original one. Sorry, I was like
Division 1.
They've had, but yeah, he was Division 1 heavyweight champion.
Wasn't he undefeated this year?
Yeah, he went, I think, a couple years undefeated in his collegiate career. Kurt Angle wrestled with a broken neck in the 1996 Olympics and still took home gold.
Which surprised the hell out of me.
It surprised the hell out of everybody. That man is a beast.
I wish we had a camera.
I got a camera, but I can't sit here and have it on for an hour recording.
Kurt, if you're offended, come on our show and talk to us. You can give him a German suplex or two.
Wear your main event mafia suit with the glasses.
But
let me get a few of my liquor shots in me. I'll go after you when I'm knocked up.
But no, I'll take you out to the club and you can go dance with some of these college girls.
Kogan, I'll take you on.
Talk about that shooting star press because
that shooting star press was okay. Kurt Angle had the idea that Brock Lesnar, who had done a few top rope maneuvers in the past, but one of the things that was big in that day, big in that era, was a lot of the lighter, smaller guys. The cruiserweights, because back then they had an actual cruiserweight division. The cruiserweights were doing the shooting star press, which is basically a backflip that goes, I believe it's 450 degrees.
It's also called the 450 splash.
Yeah, 450 degree splash, but it's backflip.
It's inverted, yeah.
And
you jump and your feet go in front of you.
Yeah. And
I was going to say it's like a reversed melon, but I don't think most people would catch that.
But oh no, it's actually more than 450 but no, it's a very, very highly technical move, very dangerous, very, very high risk maneuver. Kurt Angle knew that Brock Lesnar had it in him, and he had done it a couple times before, but he was still a little bit unsure of it. Which, by the way, any wrestler, if you're unsure of whether or not you should be doing the move, let me just say this. Sid Vicious in WCW didn't want to take that jumping big boot from the second rope during a fatal four-way match. He was like, you know what? No, I'm not really comfortable with this. Someone finally talked him into it, and what did he do? He ended up getting a second knee in the middle of his shin. Watch that video on YouTube. It's gruesome. Be prepared. Have a trash can right beside you when you do.
Please.
Kurt Angle had the idea. He said, try the shooting star press near the end of the match. He says, it's going to be... It'd be a huge moment. It's WrestleMania. That's what WrestleMania is for. WrestleMania is for huge moments. And
at least you didn't try to call it in the ring. Shoot star prep. No.
Do it. I'm laying here. But no. He came up with the idea. Lesnar agreed to it. But by that point in the match, Lesnar was tired. They had gone through a grueling match. It was both of them being technical wrestlers. This was a lot of submissions, a lot of mat work, which is very, very tiring.
Mm-hmm.
So Brock Lesnar gets up there and he under-rotates.
Shit.
And he lands almost full force on his forehead. Luckily, because it's a back flip instead of a front flip, had he been doing a front flip, you land on your forehead, the rest of your body's going to go.
You're going to
keep going back. You're going to
break your neck.
Yeah, you're going to break your neck. Damn near guaranteed. But because he was doing a backflip, he lands on his forehead. The rest of his body is going right way, so it's going to straighten everything out, and so his chin's going to come down towards his chest with it. Which is what ended up happening, which is the only reason Brock Lesnar was able to go on to a very, very great career throughout the rest of his first WWE stint, and go on, try out NFL, decide that really wasn't for him, go into MMA, become the UFC World Heavyweight Champion, and come back to the WWE and defeat the Streak. Kurt Angle says he feels a little bit bad about coming up with that. But Brock Lesnar agreed to it, But that was a great match. That was a match that I hold, definitely among my top 5 championship matches. Gonna skip forward a little bit. I've got Sting versus Goldberg back in WCW. It was on Monday Nitro. This was an awesome match. This was the first time we came close to seeing Goldberg defeated.
Mm-hmm.
We came because Sting had him in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Goldberg's got massive thighs. I don't know if any of you.
Yeah.
The man's got arms as big around as most people's legs, and legs as big around as most people.
I don't really look at guys as legs. It's kind of weird.
But no, from that was where he got all of his power.
Giggity.
God damn.
Always you.
But no, he had very powerful legs, and so the Scorpion Deathlock is a leg submission. Goldberg almost fights out, but Sting, being the master of the Scorpion Deathlock, the man who could go up against not Shawn Michaels, but up against Bret Hart, and they've gotten a little bit different variations on it, but both their moves, they both consider each other the top of it. And Sting keeps it locked in and then drags him back to the center of the ring. Hulk Hogan interferes for reasons or Hollywood Hogan, I guess at the time, for reasons that no one really fully understood. Hollywood Hogan interferes and hits Sting over the back of the head with a chair while the ref was distracted, and Goldberg didn't see it. Goldberg didn't know what happened. Goldberg hit the spear, and then hit the jackhammer on Sting for the win. But that was one of the first memories that I ever have of watching professional wrestling, was watching Sting almost beat Goldberg's undefeated streak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was Goldberg's 150th match, by the way. Moving on, number 2 also features Goldberg. And this is the first match where I legitimately remember watching. Like, I was watching it beforehand, but I don't remember really any of the matches. I remember sort of the scene from where Buff Bagwell broke his neck in the ring against Rick Steiner. But I remember more the aftermath and the chaos of trying to figure out how we're going to give Bagwell the win when he can't fucking move. And so I didn't really remember any matches up until this point. I remember the build-up because Hollywood Hogan hadn't defended his World Heavyweight Championship match, or his World Heavyweight Championship. So James J. Dillon comes out on screen on WCW Thunder the week before, and I'm sitting at my grandparents' house. My grandparents don't watch wrestling, and my dad calls me up. He said, J.J. Dillon just announced on Thunder, next Monday Nitro, we have Goldberg versus Hogan. Goldberg was undefeated at the time. And Hogan hadn't defended it in a long time. He had NWO spray painted across the title, but it was awesome. And Goldberg wins. He beat Scott Hall earlier in the night to prove that he was worthy of it. And then he went on. And Hogan gave him a tough fight. Hogan was still in fighting condition. He used his weightlifting belt and strapped Goldberg across the back. But Goldberg, by the end of the match, he ended up no-selling. And it was a beautiful match. The first match that I legitimately remember watching.
A match that he didn't sell for. A good match. I'm
messing with you. He got his wind underneath him.
Yes.
He hulked up against the Hulkster. It was awesome. And then...
Giggity? Yes.
By the way, an honorable mention on this list goes to Sting, Hulk Hogan, Starrcade 97. I'm not going to talk about it beyond that, but it's Sting's first match in about a year in WCW. And Hogan's first match in a while. Great match. Watch it on WWE Network. Top match of all time. Ultimate Warrior. Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania 6.
I can see that.
I don't feel I have to say anything more about it. It's been talked about enough, especially with the Warrior dying. And Warrior being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's got enough coverage, but that was a great match. Both of them at the height of their career. Enough said.
All right.
Very much.
Do you have a top 5?
I've been working on it for the past few hours. Y'all didn't remind me until I got here. I was like, shit. Well, see, I go on my top 5. It's not traditional. It's hard for me to pick out of 3 matches that happened. But in my opinion, one of my favorite title matches was the 3 TLCs amongst the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't say that.
Those were epic, each one top one another, but I still think the first one was
better. And all at WrestleMania, were they not?
No, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and TLC.
Well, they didn't have a TLC event.
After that, they did.
Yeah.
I think that's where
that was the 3rd time they did it. It was when they had a TLC.
I know they had at least 2 of them at WrestleMania.
I thought they only had one at WrestleMania.
I
there was one at WrestleMania and one at
SummerSlam. I know they had 2 of them at WrestleMania.
TLC and SummerSlam. Let's see. Let's go to number 4. I would have to give. Who would I give number 4 to? I would have to give number 4 to. Oh fuck! How am I trying to remember this one? When Stone Cold, shut up. Stone Cold and Rock. I think it had been their 2nd time going at each other.
That would have been WrestleMania 17. It happened at WrestleMania.
I think it was for the title, wasn't it? Was it not?
Their 3 title matches occurred at, their 3 WrestleMania matches were 15, 17, which both were for the title, and then 19, which was not for the title.
19th was Stone Cold.
Yeah, 19's he had neck injuries before that.
Yeah, but I think London 19 finally called it.
That was his last match.
Yeah, 19 was. I always thought it was 18. What happened to 18?
18 was Rock versus Hogan.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. That was a damn good one too.
Yeah.
That wasn't a title match.
That wasn't a title
match. And neither was 19. But same as the whole Cena freaking Rock thing.
It's a legacy.
It was the passing of the torch.
Passing the torch.
So honorable mention. Let's see. Let's go number 3. Was it not for? I don't know. I enjoyed the match when it was an elimination chamber match amongst Goldberg, Triple H.
Shawn Michaels was in that one.
Was he?
Yep. Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Kevin Nash, and Jericho.
That's what I was saying. Jericho. Amongst those, I thought that was one of my favorite matches. Because Goldberg, once he got in that ring, slaughtered everybody.
Speared Jericho through the Lexan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only way... It's an elimination chamber match. No disqualification.
And, of course, Triple H it's kind of hiding behind Evolution. I'm just saying that now.
And a sledgehammer.
And a fucking sledgehammer. But
if you're gonna hide behind something, make it a sledgehammer.
No shit. But him hiding in the chamber, and then he gets out, and then he gets back in the chamber, and then Ric Flair closes this in there with all his might, holding it back, and Goldberg's like, "Fuck this!" Bang!
Kicks right through it.
And they're like, "Oh shit!"
And this is Lexan, which, by the way, 3/4 inch Lexan, you need a larger than a .30 caliber bullet to get through. This stuff is strong.
And Goldberg already proved by spearing Jericho through the ring.
Yeah.
That, hey, I can do this. Trust me.
Dominant force.
Oh, brutal, man. I wish he could have stayed in longer than he did. But,
injuries.
and the way the WWE was at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He didn't like politics. So the way everything was going, he decided to leave.
Yeah.
I would have to give...
Same reason why I'm moving to Canada. You're the first black guy ever.
The only black Canadian, I think.
I wouldn't be true Canadian though, so I still wouldn't count.
Maybe you'll find the mountain.
But you'll have kids. You'll have kids. Those kids will be half black. I think those will be the first half black Canadians.
Lotto kids.
Where you at, number 2?
They'll be gorgeous.
Number 2, I would have to give to Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. That match.
Wait. You only did 2.
That's 3. I called.
Oh yeah. I forgot the Rock and
Stone Cold were my number 4, and then
the
elimination
TLCs, and then the elimination chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to give that. Fuck. I swear, dude. I thought someone just
seeing shit.
I am, man. My alcohol wore off.
Hallucination, sponsored by Rubius Maximus.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing. I love it. Then my hair keeps fucking with me too. Shit. Keeps making me see shit. But the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan match, like you said, legendary match, great match. I enjoyed it, watching it again and again. Because the end of the match, you see it, you're like, Hulk Hogan got it. Yes, he's gonna do it. And Ultimate Warrior just hops up. What he does? He I think I want to say he clotheslines him.
The double clothesline was an epic part of the match.
And then he does Hulk Hogan's own leg drop on him, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he
finishes with the big splash.
He gives him the splash.
He reverses the splash. Or
he reverses the leg drop and then gets the splash. But
reverses the leg drop, picks him up, drops him down.
Yeah, gives him the... Oh, that... No
Canyon cutter 1, 2, 3. You hit the Pittsburgh plunge. Yeah, I'm sure.
Pittsburgh plunge. Tag me in. Canyon cutter 1, 2, 3. No. You put over the canyon cutter enough. Canyon cutter, you tag me in. Pittsburgh plunge 1, 2, 3.
All right, plunge, cutter 1, 2, 3.
Damn it, Canyon, quit doing this. Okay,
Pittsburgh plunge.
Starts walking away. What are you doing? Nothing.
Shout out to Chris Canyon. Rest in peace, my friend. You will be missed.
I would have been his gay lover. That would have been Chris Canyon's gay. He was a very attractive man towards the end. If he would have asked me if he was still rich, I would have said yes. Wouldn't have had sex with the guy.
We are sponsored. We do support gay rights, just like
do.
If you're gonna go gay, who better than Canyon?
Alright, number 1.
Or Darren Young.
Darren Young, but he's not as rich as Canyon.
No, not.
Canyon had that WCW money.
That guaranteed money.
Let's see, number 1. To me, it was always an entertaining match because you felt going into it that the title was going to be... Someone was going to take the title. My opinion was, I love that when Cena versus DX in a triple threat, what was that? WrestleMania...
No, it wasn't a WrestleMania.
Was it that? I thought it was.
No.
But
he faced each one of them individually at WrestleMania, but never together.
Yeah.
I loved it because at the very beginning of the match, ding ding, Shawn Michaels, super kick, Triple H out the ring, shut the whole place down. Everybody's like, shock.
It's a triple threat. We're all here for the title.
Everybody. John Cena, the rep, everybody. The announcer's like, oh my god. It's like, what did he just do?
And they're both wearing their DX ring gear. Didn't they enter together?
Yeah.
DX?
Together. That's what made it.
And they're both wearing their DX ring gear. But Triple H would have done the same thing.
And they even talking about that. That's what made it. That's why I like it so much. Because the next night on Raw, he's like, what was with the kick? I got that peripheral vision problem, man. I thought you were coming at me. And it just happened.
I might have been coming at you.
It just happened. You D&D the bell ring, you kicked my head off out the ring. Yeah. But you were thinking about pedigreeing me. Was not. Yes, you were going to pedigree me.
Like you know what? Let's just let bygones be bygones.
That was one of my favorites.
Who wants the honor of presenting next week's top 5
Well,
questions?
that seems to be my thing.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, I have that and the Power 25.
I mean, but Hunter never really gave me anything.
True.
You do
He only gets to say 2 words, and he forgets about the time. We got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
I still do that at work, man. All the time girls complain to me. I'm like, hey.
I did it at school and got suspended once.
I
I was like,
I tell
got
the
2
girls all
words
the time
for
to come back there. You're like, hey, I got 2 words for them. What? Suck. And they get mad and turn their head
Right.
out. Like,
I told my boss once I had 2 words for her. She said, "What are they?" And I said, "I'm sorry."
Next week's top 5. Since Extreme Rules is coming up, top 5 extreme moments.
All right.
This will be a real fun one next week.
And listeners, feel free to throw in your top 5 if you want to. We'll be happy to look at it. We might even mention some of y'all's list on the show.
And we got a special announcement. It won't be going up as we're watching it, but I think during Extreme Rules, I think we will be watching it and recording at the same time. That is the plan still, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so, but you're caught up with some other business you have Sunday.
We will be missing the double B on commentary.
That is okay. I'll be back to talk about what I saw after I get off work and watch it my damn self.
And we'll actually have the double B special. We'll put a podcast up there just for you. You can just talk about it yourself.
Yay! I'm not going to do that though.
Yeah,
I don't want to be Corey Coleman. I'm joking, Corey. I love you. I miss Bill.
Liar.
Yeah, but we'll do the best we can to make sure you're not.
You mean Hollywood?
I'll do the best I can.
Hollywood.com ought to be ashamed of themselves.
They really should.
This ain't even a nerd podcast.
I just started watching Spit when they took it away from me.
It's gonna be bad on me and you. For the fact is, the night before Extreme Rules is coming up Saturday is the actual last night for everybody in town. So everybody here in school, college,
I'll be here.
they're gonna be hitting the clubs.
Definitely.
So we might be a little slurring or quiet during some of the podcasts. I might be a little next week.
I'll be drunk as hell.
I'll be fighting off those demons I've been trying to kill for years.
Actually, I won't be as drunk Sunday. I'll still be drunk, but I won't be as drunk as I was Saturday night. So we probably should just record Sunday.
Yeah.
Just to keep us from being drunk at the same time.
Because I run my mouth enough as it is.
And I don't run my mouth enough when I'm drunk. I'm too busy thinking about inner thoughts like cheese wheel, puppies, other puppies,
seedless watermelon.
God
seedless
damn it,
watermelon.
King.
How much?
You know
how much time?
Fried chicken, seedless watermelon. Did I say seedless? You know how much time that's gonna save me?
Alright, well that about wraps up the show, guys.
Indeed. And I'm the double B.
I'm House.
Rubicon Maximus.
And fish food.
And we're going to sign off for all you Mitches
You just been slammed
to the bottom of the mat. You're fired!
Suck it!